Yeah, wait till you see my driveway. This road's nothing. Are you ready? Hold, everybody put your hands up. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What, you're driving in and out every single day?
Yeah. Every day.
What, you just like playground coming to your house?
But when you see the view, you'll understand why it's worth it.
It's what you got. I don't mind to go in and out every single day.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would never be able to afford this view anywhere in the States.
Meet Jen. The 52-years-old American woman came to Thailand on holiday for the first time 14 years ago to take a short break from her busy life in Seattle.
I think I'm gonna go back to Thailand.
We are talking today about why she left the US and the American dream.
That's really my only regret.
Why her first business in Thailand failed.
It was financially devastating for me.
And how she's shaping her way forward despite incredible tragedy and heartbreak.
On those days where it's just difficult to get out of bed, but you have to. You just have to. Life goes on.
So tell me the story of the American lady coming to Thailand.
So my ex-husband and I came. He loved the food, hated the weather. I loved all of that because I grew up in Florida. So this was the same for me. About 6 months later, we got divorced. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go back to Thailand. I think that first year I was here 6 months of the year, but in 3 different trips. So I had an eco-friendly house cleaning company for almost 17 years, one of the largest in Seattle. I raised my children. I have 2 children, raised them with that. We had a big, beautiful home. And as my kids got older, I realized they didn't need me to be there all the time. And I didn't need this ginormous house once they moved out. So that's when I just thought, you know, I can work from anywhere. It's just going to take discipline to work in the middle of the night. 3 years into it is when I decided to build this house. And I love it. I love not having a mortgage. I love not having a car payment. I sold everything. I have never regretted that. People in my family have differing opinions. They were very, very supportive of me following my dream. But now that I live on a Thai income, they're like, why do you choose to be poor? You know, well, I choose this. I choose this life. I choose not having a mortgage. I choose not to have the rat race. I choose to wake up to that ocean and the sound and the smell of it every day. And that brings me peace. You know, in the Western world, you have to have stuff. And you're always keeping up with the Joneses. And that's just not the life for me anymore. That was my life for a long time. That is not the life for me anymore. Look, it gives me goosebumps. Just, I am so proud of this life. And it is not an easy life. But somebody messaged me today and said, hey, hope you're doing great and living it up in paradise. Like, yeah, man, I'm working 12 hours a day and sweating all day. But whatever, I wake up to this. And that's okay. I'd rather have that than money. I really would. Although money buys travel. I really like to travel some more. I still don't have any regrets that way. Not at all. I regret that my children have never been here. But that's it. That's really my only regret. So people ask me, you know, why would you drive all the way from Kantiang to Prae to go to work every day and back? That's why. This is my sanctuary. I wake up to the sound of the ocean. I wake up to the view of the ocean. As soon as I come outside, I smell the ocean. And that is worth everything to me.
Jen lives on Kantiang Bay, a beautiful but more quiet beach in the south of Lanta Island, which she fell in love with on one of her first trips to Thailand. Why this beach specifically?
Oh, this is where I met my first expats that just accepted me from the get-go. I came 3 months later. They all remembered me by name, and I just felt so welcomed. I've never experienced that anywhere. Here is just special. It's just special. And the expats that live in Kantiang mostly live here year-round. So we're all just invested. I was just thinking something else about here is that I've had obsessive compulsive disorder my whole life. But this is the only place where I am able to just completely let go. I don't have 15 spreadsheets going at a time like I did in the States. My family used to always say when I came back, like, you're good for a couple weeks and then you're really itching to get back to Thailand. I'm like, yeah, it's so peaceful to me.
Yeah, you just feel better here.
I do.
Somehow.
I feel the most me, if that makes sense. Just the most authentic me. And I love that. And I love that people aren't judging me. They're just letting me live my life. And I'm letting them live their lives. And everyone says hello and how are you? And they mean it. You don't just say fine and move on. You know, it's like, I'm great today. I'm having a good day or whatever. And people, this community specifically is just, I've never felt that ever in my life.
If suffering's a way to earn your keep, I better start putting miles on my feet.
So tell me about COVID time. What happened?
COVID was interesting. You were kind of forced to relax because you weren't allowed to leave your house for a while and then not your neighborhood. Forced to just have fun in the pool. But it killed my company in Seattle. It just destroyed it because we weren't allowed to go inside people's homes to clean them. This is the first time I've been held up here, but I usually leave for work an hour and a half ago.
So you were forced to sell your business?
I wasn't able to sell it. I just closed it down. We weren't allowed to clean, and a lot of customers didn't want cleaning. They were scared, of course. So just decided to do something else. But this is the only place that sells black olives on my way to work. Sawadee ka.
สบายดีไหม
Sabaydi. You?
นี่ไม่สบาย
Oh, what happened?
หัก
Cut? Oh, broken.
เล็ดที่ตรงนี้ขอบคุณค่ะ
Khap kumaka. Popcorn pruni.
How about your Thai?
Ninoy.
Not something you're focusing on.
Pasta Thai in my diet? Just a little bit. Only a little bit. I know enough to get by. I know all the dirty words. First things I learned.
Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.
So here at Habitat, only about 30% of our food customers live a plant-based diet, which I think is a testament to my food. Because if you're making good food, you should notice that there's something like beef or chicken or whatever missing. We'll do a little bit of oregano. So I've been vegetarian for over 3 decades. I read a book called The Animal Liberation by Peter Singer, and that just completely changed my outlook on animals used for food. I grew up in a hunting family. I've got no issue with hunting. Every hunter I've known uses every part of the animal, and I've got no problem with that. I think that's natural. But in America, especially, we don't have to think about where our food comes or how far it's traveled. My kids have always loved vegetables. Every birthday, they could either go to the restaurant of their choice or to have me cook whatever they wanted. Well, my daughter on her 16th birthday wanted to go to a steakhouse, which we went to, and I had a baked potato. But for my son's 16th birthday, they're 7 years apart, he wanted me to cook my roasted Brussels sprouts, Southern style biscuits, fried okra, hot boiled peanuts, and grits. That made me very proud. My kids have never, ever, ever been scared of vegetables, ever. And it kills me when I see people that go, oh, my kid's such a picky eater. It's like, that's because you let them be. Here you are. Mushroom and olive tapenade pasta with breadcrumbs and vegan Parmesan cheese, which I make here.
Nice.
What do you think?
Amazing. So you just turned your passion into work, basically.
Yeah.
Because you're not a chef, right?
No, I've never been a trained chef, but I mean, I've cooked my whole life, you know, as a mom. You're cooking all the time. Kids are somehow always hungry, and giving them healthy food that they feel like is a real treat is important. And to do that with customers here, sometimes I just sit back and watch because some of the demographic, you would just think these are never people that are coming to a vegan restaurant, and they come back over and over and over because it's good.
Right.
And that makes me so happy.
You were running a cleaning business, and all of a sudden you find yourself with a beautiful house, but without a job.
Right.
Right? very difficult times for the whole wide world.
And I was used to an expensive lifestyle as well. I bought it into another business, and it was a hotel with a little coffee shop attached. And I didn't do my due diligence to see if their numbers were accurate.
So you took over a hotel with a very, very high rental.
$1 million baht per year.
$1 million baht per year.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, yes, it is.
You paying so much rent, it's kind of like something that happens very often here on the island because people are dreaming about this life and they're willing to pay any price for it and they don't really realize the cost involved.
Right. And you're thinking, oh, in Western, like in my example, US dollars, that's not much. That's 30,000 a year. But what I was forgetting is that, hey, the only income coming in is Thai baht.
Right. And only like 5 or 6 months a year.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
How did you feel about losing so much money? Like it's just like 1 million baht down the drain, right?
It was, well, and a lot more than that, fixing up rooms and the bar and the pool there. And it was all a waste. It was financially devastating for me. But when we got the hotel, there was a coffee shop attached, and we turned that into habitat, into a full vegetarian restaurant. And that was going so well. And so when we made the decision to not renew the lease at the hotel, I thought, wow, this restaurant can be really successful. I need more room and I need it to be on the main road. We got this place, which is massive compared to the other place with rent significantly cheaper.
As a person who tried different businesses and failed in some way and succeeded in other ways, do you have any tips for somebody who's looking to come to a beautiful island and start a business?
It's wonderful. And it's also a lot more work than you would ever think. And as a farang, an expat, there are a lot of hoops to jump through that Thai business owners don't have to worry about. For example, paying for 4 Thai staff, or paying yourself what, when you're first getting started, you could never afford to pay yourself. Those kinds of things are difficult to navigate unless you have the right person. But that's why it's so important to really look at the numbers, see if they make sense, do a lot of research, ask other business owners in advance, like, what's the hardest part of your day? Financially, what do you feel like someone would have told you in advance? I think if you can turn a passion, like for me, it's great food and being environmentally friendly, which is part of living a plant-based lifestyle. If you can turn that into a business, that's amazing. It doesn't feel so much like work a lot of the time.
Right.
In high season,
it is super hard work, but you're happy to do it.
Right. Like in high season, when you're working 7 days a week for five months without a single day off, it gets to you. But then we have low season.
Tell me about your kids.
Okay. I have 2 children. My son is 25. My daughter would be 32. She passed away February 10th, 2019 in a tragic way and was on life support for 36 hours. That happens to be the same amount of time it took her to be born. And life has just never been the same, ever. And it won't ever be the same. I don't cry every day anymore. It's been, 5.5 years, but still no parent is supposed to outlive their child, and there's so many, what we say in the South, shoulda, coulda, wouldas. If only this, if only that, and you can just never escape that. Even though I know my daughter didn't die because of me, I will still always wonder what else I could have done. And just knowing that she died alone it gets me. It was just weeks before her 27th birthday, and she died alone. And I'm her mommy. She was an adult. Yes, but that's the thing that haunts me the most.
I thought by now pain would be my friend. I know that discomfort was a means to an end.
This is where her ashes were spread, in this bay. It's just the most painful thing you can imagine. On those days where it's just difficult to get out of bed, but you have to. Life goes on.
No, I'm lost, but I'm living.
I think it makes me appreciate people suffering more. Makes me realize that no matter who you see, you don't really know what they're going through. You really have no idea. And people are great at putting on a show and always acting happy. But there's pain. There's pain and suffering. There's also something beautiful about suffering and honoring that person that you love so much. I just really want my son to come here. He's never been. So he's 25 and living his life, but I really want him here. I want him to see why this is my place. I have learned that contentment is the most important thing in my life. I am poorer than a box of rocks, but I am content with my life. And that is priceless. You can't buy that. You can live it.
Cannot be forgiven.